In yet another sign that Meghan Markle's star power may be waning among A-list celebrities, pop sensation Taylor Swift reportedly declined an invitation to appear on Meghan's now-cancelled podcast, citing concerns that the show felt too calculated and off-brand. According to a source close to the singer, Swift wanted nothing to do with what she allegedly described as a PR circus, leaving Meghan's team scrambling and frustrated. This snub isn't just about a missed opportunity for Meghan's Archetypes podcast, it's a reflection of a deeper, growing skepticism around the Duchess of Sussex's approach to media, storytelling, and brand management. Once heralded as a modern royal and a breath of fresh air in the British monarchy, Meghan's reputation has taken a serious hit in both the public and celebrity spheres. What was initially seen as bold and empowering is now increasingly perceived as opportunistic and overly orchestrated. Taylor Swift's refusal to participate is especially notable because the pop superstar is known for her carefully managed image, brand integrity, and ability to command global attention. She doesn't make random media moves. If Swift deemed the podcast too calculated, it raises real questions about how Meghan is perceived behind the scenes, not just by critics or royal watchers, but by fellow celebrities. Sources say Meghan personally reached out to Swift in an attempt to secure a high-profile guest to boost her podcast's visibility. Archetypes, launched under a $20 million Spotify deal, was intended to be a groundbreaking series addressing the stereotypes and labels women face. However, the podcast received mixed reviews and was ultimately short-lived, with Spotify and the Sussexes parting ways amid reports of unmet content expectations and disappointing performance. The Taylor Swift story adds to a pattern of overpromising and underdelivering that has dogged Meghan's post-royal ventures. For all the talk of creative freedom and using their platform for good, the Sussexes' media output has often leaned more into self-promotion and personal grievance than any kind of meaningful dialogue. The Oprah interview, the Netflix docuseries, and Harry's memoir Spare all generated massive attention, but also sparked backlash for their highly personal, often sensational revelations. Meghan's media strategy, according to many observers, has become increasingly transparent, an endless quest to stay relevant, paint herself as the misunderstood underdog, and reframe every rejection or criticism as an act of injustice. It's a narrative that's growing tired, even among the Hollywood elite. The Archetypes podcast was marketed as a platform to uplift and explore important topics about womanhood, but critics argue it mostly served as a stage for Meghan to retell her own story in varying shades. Guests were carefully selected, and episodes often pivoted back to Meghan's experiences and struggles, even when the central topic was broader. The result felt more like brand management than authentic storytelling. Spotify executives were reportedly disappointed with the level of original content produced by Meghan and Prince Harry, especially given the size of the deal. According to insiders, expectations were high, but the final product lacked depth and consistency. The cancellation of the podcast, paired with the end of the Spotify partnership, marked a significant setback for the Sussexes' media ambitions. In this context, Taylor Swift's polite but firm no becomes all the more telling. For Swift, who has managed to navigate fame with remarkable poise and business acumen, associating with a brand that's increasingly viewed as chaotic and self-serving may have posed too great a risk. She's built a career on authenticity, reinvention, and fan loyalty, three things Meghan has struggled to maintain in recent years. Meghan's critics argue that her insistence on controlling every aspect of her narrative has backfired. Whether it's the allegations of bullying palace staff, the inconsistencies in her public statements, or the dramatic fallout with the royal family, there's a growing perception that Meghan is more concerned with managing optics than engaging in real, meaningful work. Even within the celebrity world, a realm often friendly to reinvention and redemption, there are whispers that Meghan's constant media presence is becoming exhausting. The relentless focus on grievances, combined with slick PR and high-profile deals, has led to accusations of insincerity. Meghan's attempts to position herself as a voice for empowerment and justice are increasingly overshadowed by what many see as a carefully scripted performance. The rejection by Taylor Swift could be a sign that A-listers are beginning to distance themselves from the Sussex brand, wary of getting entangled in controversy or appearing as props in an ongoing saga of self-promotion. When even one of the most famously media-savvy stars in the world thinks your project feels off-brand, it's worth asking what, exactly, your brand has become. It's not the first time Meghan has tried to associate herself with prominent female figures to bolster her own image. From invoking Princess Diana's legacy to drawing parallels between her and other trailblazing women, Meghan has often sought to align herself with powerful narratives of resilience and strength. But increasingly, those comparisons are being challenged. Unlike Diana, who was a reluctant icon, Meghan is seen as actively courting fame, attention, and media deals, all under the guise of victimhood and activism. There's no denying that Meghan Markle is a skilled communicator and a media powerhouse in her own right. But as her public image continues to evolve, the gap between her messaging and how she's perceived seems to be widening. And Taylor Swift's refusal to be part of the archetypes experiment might just be the most high-profile indicator of that disconnect.